Welcome to the Produce Moms Podcast, where we believe there is a produce mom in all of us. I'm Lori Taylor, founder and CEO of the Produce Moms. For 10 years, I sold fresh produce to over 300 grocery stores in the U.S. And today, my team and I are fully focused on inspiring people to eat more fruits and vegetables. This show is just one of the ways that we hope to inspire you and your family to eat more produce and live a better life. If you like what you're hearing on the podcast, join our community of almost 40,000 in all 50 states and over 30 countries by visiting theproducemoms.com/subscribe. And be sure to subscribe and leave us a review on iTunes. Thanks for being here. Enjoy today's show.
Welcome back to the Produce Moms Podcast. We are so excited welcoming a woman that, man, I just so admire her. She and I have had the opportunity to connect, just through this wonderful agriculture industry and follow each other along and support each other's ventures for the last couple of years. So today on the show, we have Laura Hearn. Laura is the co-founder of Glean, and Glean is just such an amazing brand that's really focused on upcycling food, healthy, transparent, nutrient-dense food for families, fighting hunger. There's so much goodness in this brand, and there's so much inspiration and goodness in Laura's entrepreneurial journey. So Laura, welcome to the Produce Moms Podcast.
Thank you so much for having me be a part of this. I've been really looking forward to sharing our story and just learning more about the Produce Moms. It's been a great experience for us.
Oh, thank you. Yes. And likewise, we first connected, Laura, I think it really was LinkedIn. And then, we had that introductory Zoom meeting, and it was wonderful to meet you virtually and get to know more about what you were doing at Glean. And I think that it's been about 1.5 years since we very first had that virtual meetup, and I have so enjoyed watching your success and just this. You are just coming to life. You guys are on fire. This is so exciting. So let's kick off the show today with you telling our listeners a little bit more about Glean. What products do you have? And, tell a little bit more about your pillars, the stuff I alluded to in the intro.
Yeah. So Glean is really a company that was built to solve problems. And through that, we have really been able to work with fruits and vegetables to create the essence of Glean. And so Glean was created initially as an effort to work with farmers to find a home for this excess produce, the fruits and vegetables that they have to leave in the fields just because of their odd shape or size. And so we initially were working with farmers, trying to figure out a solution to this problem. And through that, we found some really exciting and innovative ways to create products that have not been done before, that provide an allergen-free and nutrient-dense, wholesome way to eat fruits and vegetables in a different way than what you find in the produce aisles. And so we're creating these products. Our first line were single ingredient vegetable flours and powders. So we have sweet potato flour, pumpkin flour, beet powder, and cauliflower flour that are a great use for a flour alternative in baking, but they have a ton of uses beyond that. You can use them in smoothies and soups, sauces, or even as a breader in frying meats and vegetables. And then in the last couple of months, we've really expanded our product line. We have a single ingredient pet treat made out of sweet potatoes called Fetchables. And our most recent product, which I'm so excited about, are the first of their kind, first ever made fruit and vegetable protein gummies. So they are just a great option for people that live an active lifestyle, but they're also just really great for families and for kids.
I'm going to have a shameless confession here. There are some days where I'm so craving a gummy bear, I will eat one of my kids' gummy vitamins.
Oh my goodness. You're not alone in that.
So you are speaking to me with your new product line. I love it.
Well, thank you. Yeah, they are. We'll have to make sure we get you some because they're
yes.
adult vitamins.
Yeah, no, it's very exciting. So yeah, I mean, everything from these flowers that you have, the pet treats, I mean, that is so popular right now. Laura, right now you would be amazed looking at some of our analytics at theproducemoms.com, some of our top pieces of custom content, top blogs that are driving traffic and attracting visitors to our website. It is our recipes for pet food and pet treats.
We're not alone in that. When we launched the flowers, we actually started to see the exact same thing with people coming to our website trying to figure out how to use the flowers to make their own pet treats.
Yeah.
And so that's a huge industry that we're excited about.
It is. And I love that it's a great industry for agriculture too. It's wonderful that, households are thinking beyond just, I guess the human consumption of fruits and vegetables. We're now including our furry friends. And as we all know, any pet mom or dad out there knows that pets are people too. I spoil my dog so much, and certainly am in that group of folks that's, preparing him fresh raw food or making special recipes for Duke. And, I imagine that this pet food treat item that you have, it's going to be wildly successful. So congratulations on the launch of that. And I can't wait to witness the success and buy some treats for Duke and some gummies for me, and everyone's happy at the Taylor home. So So, Laura, what inspired you to take the leap and begin your entrepreneurial journey? Let's talk a little bit about your co-founder. I think our listeners are going to love that story. So go ahead and tell us a little bit more about your journey.
Yeah, I mean, it has been certainly a journey, and really just from the beginning, just the right time and the right place and the right people. My co-founder is actually my younger brother, Will. And we worked for almost a decade as competitors in the fresh produce industry for competing sweet potato suppliers in North Carolina. And so we have literally grown up together. We grew up in a family where our mom and our grandmother were both home economic teachers. And so food and how to prepare food has been literally a part of our life, in our blood from the beginning. And, we've always spent every day after school or celebrating anything was around the kitchen table and in the kitchen. And so it's just been a huge part of who we are from the beginning. And moving into our careers in the produce industry, we were really fortunate to be able to connect and work with so many people, from farmers all the way to retailers, and just really started to see the hard work that these farmers put in to plant and cultivate and harvest these healthy fruits and vegetables. But the unfortunate side is just that if it doesn't look perfect, consumers have been conditioned to not want that on their retail shelf in the grocery stores. And so there is a lot of waste that we like to call excess, because there's really nothing wrong with it. Mm-hmm. And it's 40% of what farmers harvest cannot be considered a grade 1 produce item. And so they really are challenged with how to address this, whether it's worth the time and investment financially to harvest these products. And so Will and I kind of bounced around ideas for a couple of years and thought there's got to be a way for us to help solve some of these problems. Mm-hmm. And so we kind of came to the conclusion that there was a way. And so we started out with what we knew best, which was sweet potatoes. And we found a way to create a flour out of them. And it's really done in a very simple way. It maintains all of the nutrients and flavor of a sweet potato, but we dehydrate that product and then mill it into a flour. And so that's where we started about 2 years ago, is when we, really thought about this idea, and then it came to fruition. And so that's how Glean was initially formed, was just to connect those dots. Yeah. And so it's been a wild ride ever since. We also at the same time have always had a deep calling to do more while we're here, to not live for just ourselves. And so we wanted to build a business that was full circle from the farm and beyond. And so we really focus on being able to impact those in need. And so Glean has a social responsibility piece where for all of our products, for every pound of product that we are able to sell, we donate a pound by working with food banks and different organizations to provide healthy options for people who are food insecure and might not know where their next meal is coming from.
Yeah, that's amazing. A lot of goodness behind each and every food item that you sell, no doubt.
That's right. And that's actually our slogan is gathering goodness. And
well,
yeah,
there you go. And it is, it's a natural fit. So good choice, good marketing there. So would you say that food waste was really your primary inspiration, or this excess product in the field was your primary inspiration to starting Glean?
That was probably the trigger of what got our wheels turning in that direction. But at the same time, Will has suffered from severe food allergies and intolerances. And he couldn't pinpoint exactly what it was coming from for several years, and would have anaphylactic reactions and very serious life-threatening instances where he had to examine what he was eating, and he found it really hard to know what was in his foods. A lot of products are not clearly labeled, or they have words that you can't quite understand was in it. And so he did finally find out that a tick bite was the reason that he contracted this food allergy that was triggering these problems. And so it became another source of motivation to create products that people who might be gluten-free, or people who are just really desiring to know exactly where their food comes from and what's in it. That is really another huge pillar of us.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah. And, all of our products, align with that. All of our products are clearly labeled. We never use any unnecessary additives. And if you look at any of the ingredients, it's either one ingredient, which is a fruit or vegetable, or it clearly outlines what's in the product and packaging. And it's always wholesome ingredients.
Yeah, sounds like a pretty wholesome process too, in which you're manufacturing and creating these food items. So love that it's, for instance, with the sweet potato flour, like you said, it's a dehydrated sweet potato that's then milled into a flour.
Yeah. Doesn't
get much better or wholesome than that.
That's right. We like to keep it simple.
Yeah, no, that's fantastic. So, the founder's journey is always, it's full of pivots, hills, valleys, as high as the sky and as deep as the bottom of the ocean. I mean, that's the entrepreneurial journey. And it's one thing that Laura and I have certainly connected on, is just, finding that grit to keep moving forward. But Laura, I would love for you to shed a little light on how Glean has changed since the day you founded it.
Oh my goodness. Yes. Well, I love the word grit. That's really the word I use when I want to ask you to describe in one word the entrepreneurial journey.
Yeah.
Because it takes so much grit, and some days you are up for the challenge. Some days you just have to hang your hat and say tomorrow's a new day. But the journey for Glean, it has changed so much, and it has been so many doors that have opened, such a great learning experience for all of us. And it's really grown into more than what we could have envisioned it to be when we started it. At the same time, I had a baby in the first year that we started this company. And so that has really changed my perspective and given me a lot of motivation. And essentially having two children, starting a company, and then having my first child in the same year, it's been, I would say, just such an emotional journey that really just makes you appreciate each day. And so we really take all of these experiences we've learned and pour them right back into Glean. It's changed in that we set out to, create and innovate and start something new. while really remaining true to what is important to us, which is the fresh produce industry. But what we have found is that the decisions they make a difference. And so a brand like Glean resonates with a lot of people across that entire supply chain. It's all about people for us. We're so passionate about the people that we interact with, whether it is the actual growers or the consumers whose lives we're impacting, and absolutely the people that we're able to impact through the donation program. And so what we have seen is that it has just grown, and it has really just been so great and receptive from other people as we've launched it. And so we didn't go into it expecting to be able to launch into these different product lines so quickly, but those have happened very organically, and it's just given us such a learning experience of how to launch products, how to break into new industries and categories. And Will just came on full time last month. I was the only full-time employee for a little over a year. And so it's just been, step by step and day by day changing and growing, and we're excited about the future.
Well, you should be. So congratulations. Keep it up. Let's talk a little bit about where people can find your products. Yeah.
So we, with our flowers and powders, we're in over 1,200 retail locations, primarily in the Southeast because we are based out of North Carolina. So those are available in Harris Teeter, the Fresh Market, Ingles Markets, Food Lion, and then all of our products are available online through Amazon and then on our own website. So that's liveglean.com. And a couple of other e-tailers and local health food stores.
Sure, of course. Yeah, it's a great product. And I imagine too, with the newly diversified product line, with new, for instance, the pet items, you're just going to see more and more e-commerce opportunities for folks. So yeah, liveglean.com is a great place to head, you guys, everyone listening today, to check out all of these amazing products. What diets do your products really resonate with? I mean, I would say, without knowing what you know in terms of the insights and research that you've done at your business, I would say without doubt, anyone following the paleo diet would certainly be drawn to Glean products.
Yes. So the flowers and powders are all completely paleo friendly, vegan friendly. Everything we manufacture is gluten free and top 8 allergen free. So they really resonate with a broad spectrum of diets or, just
lifestyles, really. These are not one-off fringe fad diets that we're talking about here. This is a food item that really resonates with people that have committed to a complete lifestyle. So I think that a lot of our listeners today are going to head over to your website and just absolutely love what they see. That being said, we've agreed to do Laura and everyone at Glean has offered a very generous promo code. So Laura, share with our listeners the promo code.
Yes. Yeah. We would just love for everyone to be able to try our products, to learn more about us and to participate in the pound for pound donation program. So we have a 20% off promo code that can be used on our website, and that's TPM.
That's right. TPM, the Produce Moms. Promo code TPM. That's great. I definitely look forward to checking it out and cashing in on that promo code. So thank you for that. Let's talk about some of these amazing recognitions. As I watch and cheerlead, I'm a cheerleader, as I watch and smile on your growth and success, one thing that has really stuck out from your recent journey is your amazing recognition from the American Farm Bureau. Glean was recently chosen as a recipient for the Ag Innovations Challenge. Tell us a little bit more about that recognition.
Yeah, we're so honored. We applied for this Ag Innovations Challenge with the American Farm Bureau, and we were selected as a top 4 finalists, where we were able to pitch in front of a live audience in New Orleans at their 100th annual conference. And so we were chosen as the People's Choice Award for that recipient and received overall $25,000 from the American Farm Bureau to further our mission. And so that was just a wonderful, a huge milestone for us.
Well, yeah. And what a cool pitch fest environment too. It's like Shark Tank on steroids and that live audience. Yeah. That's great. Congratulations again on that. And goodness, I mean, what's next? What's next for Glean? You were just at Natural Products Expo West exhibiting. What did you showcase? How excited are people in that environment for what y'all are doing? Tell us a little bit more about what the future looks like.
Yeah, I mean, we are so excited about the future. Our Goodness Gummies is what the protein gummies are called, are just such a revolutionary and new product. That's really what we're highlighting there at Expo West. And we have just been very fortunate that it's a patented technology, so no one else can do what we are doing. And we're able to take these fruits and vegetables and through that proprietary technology, we are binding them with proteins. So it really does not have that chalky flavor or texture that protein products typically have. And so it's just a really cool product. It's so true to who we are, using fruits and vegetables, but finding a fun way to consume them. And so that's really what we're focusing on now, is how to get the gummies in other people's hands, to really develop flavors that are fun and a great way for kids to eat protein, for fitness enthusiasts to be able to get their protein on the go. And so that's our primary focus right now, is just really being able to tell our story, to get these products into more retail locations, and just to continue trying to make an impact, from the farm and for consumers and beyond.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And you keep going, girl, because you are doing it. You're doing it, and you're getting into all of some of the hottest trends too. And I do love that, Laura has mentioned this throughout the show, that they're always staying true to their base, or staying true to their passion. And that passion and that base is fresh produce. It's the fruits and vegetables. So it's a perfect product to showcase here on the Produce Moms podcast. It's a wonderful entrepreneurial journey. It's a way to everyone who's within the ag industry listening today. This is true innovation, really, and it's providing all of us with an opportunity to, find a home for that excess food, and think outside the box. It's really not. It's going to take a lot of innovators to solve the food waste crisis in America. But the truth of the matter is, even programs like Let's Sell the Ugly Produce, it's not enough, and there's too much of a consumer mindset that we have picture perfect produce in this very food secure nation of America. So I love what you're doing. I love your products. I look forward to trying the new ones and getting Duke some of those dog treats. So what's the one takeaway that you hope folks have from today's show?
I really like to sum it up with our slogan of gathering goodness. I think it's just a mindset to have in all walks of life. I think there's always a way you can look at any situation and think, how can I gather the goodness from this? And that's really the lens that we look through whenever we're faced with a decision for Glean, is how can we use this to promote goodness? And so that's kind of our saying that I think would love for other people to be able to apply to their life. What is it that today that you can do to gather goodness and make an impact? Yes. So I hope that our story and what we're doing will inspire other people to figure out how they can make an impact and gather goodness wherever they are.
I'm confident it will. So thank you very much for sharing that. Let's remind folks one more time where they can go. Everyone, I want you to take note of the promo code that Glean has offered to Produce Mom listeners. The promo code is TPM. It will get you 20% off all of the products on their website. So Laura, remind us where everyone can go to learn more about what you're doing and the products that you have.
Yes. So our website is Glean, LIVEGLEAN. And also that is the handle for all of our social media. So we'd love for you guys to follow along with our story on Instagram or Facebook, even on YouTube. We showcase videos of what we're doing. So
great. We'll make it easy for y'all too. We'll drop all of those handles and URLs right into the show notes. So Laura, this brings us to the end of today's podcast. However, we've got a tradition here at TPM. We always throw the mic back to our guests for closing remarks. So before I pass the mic to you for the final goodbyes to our audience and closing remarks of today's show, I want to thank you again. I want to reiterate to you that I'm so proud of you. I absolutely am inspired by your journey. It reminds me of what type of goodness is possible when we stick to our mission and let passion drive us, and to never give up in my own entrepreneurial journey, because you guys are doing it. I am so proud of you and your brother and everyone at Glean. So thank you for being part of the Produce Moms podcast.
Well, and thank you. I mean, we just support the Produce Moms podcast and just the initiative of what you guys do. Our biggest thing is to just really encourage other people to eat fruits and vegetables and know more about the story behind them. And that is exactly what you guys do. And just a wonderful alignment, and we're so happy to be a part of what you're doing.
Thanks for joining us on this episode of the Produce Moms podcast. If you or someone you know would like to be a featured guest, just send an email to Lori@theproducemoms.com. We know there is a produce mom in you because there's a produce mom in all of us. Join our community on Facebook and all social platforms. Help us change the way America eats. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.